Welcome back, everyone. Before we start, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and comment what you think about the hero Atlas after this update. Alright, let's get into it. Atlas just received a fresh set of buffs and adjustments in the latest patch, and honestly, this might be the comeback he's been waiting for. For the longest time, Atlas was kind of sitting in that mid-tier spot. Still solid, still scary in the right hands, but just missing that little something to keep up with the faster-paced metas. Well, this update gave him exactly that. His control potential, skill consistency, and defensive scaling all got refined in ways that make him feel smoother and more rewarding to play.
First, the devs focused on one of Atlas's biggest weaknesses, his unclear range indicators. Before, his skill 2 and ultimate sometimes felt awkward to judge, like you'd go for a catch but barely miss, or you'd pull enemies in only to find out the edge of your skill didn't actually hit. Now, they fixed that. They've made his skill 2 stun range, ultimate first stage slow, and passive frigid breath area completely consistent, meaning what you see on screen is exactly what you'll hit in battle. This one change already makes Atlas way more reliable, especially in chaotic teamfights where every inch matters. Players can now even use the circle of frigid breath as a visual guide for their skills, so you'll notice your accuracy skyrocketing once you get used to the new consistency.
And speaking of frigid breath, his passive also got a massive buff. The range of his frigid breath went from 2 to 3, and his physical and magic defense boost got completely reworked. Before, it was just a flat 16 to 30 defense bonus, but now it's 20 plus 0.5% of his extra HP. That means Atlas scales better the tankier he gets. The more HP items you build, the more defense he gains, making him way tougher in late-game teamfights. This is a beautiful synergy because it rewards proper tank itemization. He becomes this unstoppable wall that can dive in, absorb tons of damage, and still protect his teammates.
Next up, his skill 2, which is the core of his control combo. The range of the damage and stun after he returns to his mecha has been increased from 2.5 to 3, meaning it now matches the new frigid breath range. That's a huge quality of life improvement for chaining skills smoothly. The stun duration, though, got a slight reduction from 1 second to 0.8 seconds, but that's honestly a fair trade-off for the bigger area and better consistency, because now hitting that skill feels so much more natural. You can zone enemies, peel for your carries, and combo into your ultimate without worrying about inconsistent hitboxes. The smaller stun time barely matters when you consider that his crowd control coverage is wider and easier to land.
And let's not forget his ultimate, Fatal Links. The slow range of its first stage got buffed from 3.5 to 3, and with the new visual improvements, you can perfectly tell when you'll hit enemies before you even activate the pull. This makes Atlas incredibly dangerous when he hides in bushes or engages from Fog of War. You can easily line up multi-hero catches with more confidence, especially when combining it with Flicker or Sprint. The precision you get from this update lets Atlas players turn those high-risk engages into consistent, game-changing plays. All these changes may seem small on paper, but when you put them together, they make Atlas feel smoother, heavier, and far more rewarding to master. His engage patterns now feel cleaner, his tankiness scales better, and the synergy between his passive, skill 2, and ultimate makes him a complete threat in teamfights again. You'll immediately notice how much easier it is to control zones, initiate at the right moment, and punish squishy backliners who think they're safe. Atlas's presence alone can now change the entire pace of a fight.
Now let's dive into the build. Starting off with Rapid Boots in Courage. These boots give Atlas the speed and early presence he needs to dominate the map. The side effect passive reduces 20 movement speed for 5 seconds after dealing or taking damage, but it's barely noticeable since you're already in the fight. The real strength comes from the roaming passives. Devotion lets Atlas earn 40% gold in EXP independently when near allies or revealing enemies, stacking up to 2,000 gold if he's the lowest income roamer. Thriving adds 6 gold and 12 EXP every 5 seconds with a 50% boost after 8 minutes.
Once you hit 1,000 gold from Devotion and Thriving, Encourage activates, granting nearby allies plus 20 physical attack, plus 20 magic power, and plus 10% attack speed, while still earning 40% EXP and gold from minions. It's a powerful roaming tool that lets Atlas protect, engage, and buff his team effortlessly.
Next, we go into Dominance Ice, a core tank item that brings raw defense and slows the enemy's sustain. It gives plus 40 physical defense, plus 40 magic defense, and plus 5% movement speed. Those stats alone are strong, but the magic happens with the passives. Fortress Shield increases Atlas's physical and magic defense by 8 for each enemy hero within 5 units, stacking up to 40 defense total. So when you dive into a 5-man fight, you instantly gain plus 40 more of both defenses on top of what the item already gives, making you way harder to kill. Then, Life Bane activates whenever you take damage. It reduces the shield and HP regen of the attacker to 60% of normal for 1 second. That means Esmeralda, Yujin, Alucard, or anyone relying on lifesteal or shields get punished immediately just for hitting you. The synergy with Atlas's Tit is perfect. His frigid breath already slows enemies and reduces their attack speed when they're in his area, so stacking Dominance Ice makes them weaker, slower, and easier to control. The plus 5% movement speed also helps you chase down enemies or reposition faster after your perfect match combo. Then we build Fleeting Time, an item that completely changes the rhythm of Atlas's playstyle. It provides plus 30 adaptive attack, plus 600 HP, and plus 15% cooldown reduction. That cooldown reduction is key, because Atlas depends on timing. The faster you can use your skills, the more pressure you bring. The real treasure is the Time Stream passive. Every time you get a hero kill or assist, your ultimate's current cooldown is reduced by 30%. That's huge because Fatal Links has a long cooldown, and with this passive, you can have it up again much quicker after every team fight. For example, if your ultimate normally takes 90 seconds, one good assist already cuts it down to about 63 seconds instantly, and another kill might get it down to 45. It's absolutely game-changing because Atlas's ult defines teamfights, and being able to use it more often means your team can force fights again and again before the enemy even recovers. Add the 15% cooldown reduction to the 10% from Dominance Ice, and you already have 25% cooldown reduction total, making your skill rotations extremely fast. The extra plus 600 HP also scales perfectly with his buffed passive that converts extra HP into more physical and magic defense, so you get tankier while getting more utility. Now let's move to Athena's Shield, which is your main defense against Magic Burst. It gives plus 900 HP, plus 48 magic defense, and plus 2 HP regen. But its passive shield is what saves your life in fights. Whenever Atlas takes magic damage from an enemy hero's skill or basic attack, this passive activates and reduces all magic damage taken by 25% for 3 seconds, including the initial hit that triggered it. After leaving combat for 5 seconds, this effect resets, ready to activate again. This is extremely strong when you're facing mages like Xavier or Valentina, who try to burst you down before you can ult. The extra HP again synergizes perfectly with his passive Frigid Breath, because remember, every bit of extra HP now boosts his defense by 0.5% of that total. That means the more tank items you build, the higher his total resistance climbs. The combination of Athena's shield and Dominance Ice makes Atlas resistant to both physical and magical burst, while also letting him soak up AoE damage and stay alive long enough to chain his skills.
Then comes Chastise Pauldron, another defensive beast that gives plus 900 HP and plus 40 physical defense. The passive Chastise reduces the attacker's attack speed and attack speed cap to 75% of normal for 2 seconds every time they deal damage to you. This completely destroys marksmen and fighters that rely on high attack speed like Melissa, Layla, or Irithel. Their DPS output drops the moment they touch you, giving your teammates time to fight back. The second passive, Redemption, is what makes this item clutch. When Atlas's HP drops below 30%, he instantly recovers 20% of his max HP over the next 2 seconds. This effect has a 60-second cooldown, but that small window of healing can be the reason you survive long enough to pull off your ultimate or walk out safely. It feels amazing in clutch moments. You dive in, take all the hits, drop low, then suddenly you're regenerating a huge chunk of health right when enemies think they finished you. With the plus 900 HP it gives, the redemption heal becomes even stronger because it scales off your maximum HP, so you're literally rewarding yourself for building tanky.
Finally, we end with Blade Armor, the last piece that completes Atlas's full tank dominance. It gives plus 80 physical defense, which is one of the highest single armor boosts in the game, plus a unique attribute that reduces incoming critical damage by 20%. That's huge against heroes like Lila, Brody, Leslie, or Granger. And the unique passive, Bladed Armor, punishes anyone who dares to auto-attack you. When struck by a basic attack, Atlas deals physical damage back to the attacker equal to 30 plus 2% of his total physical defense as a percentage of the incoming damage before reduction. And it also slows the attacker by 15% for 1 second. So if Atlas has 300 total physical defense, that reflection becomes 30 plus an additional 6% of that attacker's damage right back to them. It turns Atlas into a trap for marksmen and fighters. They hit you and just start melting themselves. Combine that with Chastise Pauldron's attack speed debuff and Dominance Ice's healing reduction, and suddenly no physical carry can duel you anymore. When you combine all of these items together, you get an Atlas that's tanky beyond belief, with more than plus 2400 bonus HP from Fleeting Time, Athena's Shield, and Chastise Pauldron combined, plus over 160 physical defense and plus 88 magic defense total from your items alone. The cooldown reduction hits the sweet spot of 25%, and the passives synergize perfectly to keep Atlas mobile, safe, and deadly. In a real match, your early game revolves around rapid boots rotations. Use that high speed to assist lanes, set vision, and open space. By mid-game, with Dominance Ice and Fleeting Time online, you're already a full control tank that can engage every minute with Fatal Links ready. By late game, once Athena's Shield, Chastise Pauldron, and Blade Armor are built, you're a monster that can walk into 5 enemies and still come out alive. The numbers make sense because all your defenses, HP, and cooldowns scale together, and with Atlas's passive giving him 0.5% extra defense per extra HP, your total durability skyrockets. I'm here playing Atlas in solo rank, and as you can imagine, it's pretty challenging to manage random teammates. Atlas really shines when your team follows your lead, but in solo queue, that's not always guaranteed. That's why, as a solo rank player, I still prefer Hilda in this update. She's easier to make an impact with, even if your teammates are all over the place. You can roam freely, set up ganks, and secure objectives without relying too much on coordination, which makes climbing solo ranks a lot less stressful. But if you're playing in a trio or full team, Atlas suddenly becomes a much better pick. With your teammates on the same page, Atlas can roam confidently, initiate fights, and control objectives more effectively. He's not just about diving in, it's about creating pressure across the map. In the top lane, he can set up ganks, force enemies back, and help your laners snowball. In mid lane, Atlas can rotate to help mages or assassins secure kills, contest buffs, or set up vision for key objectives. And in the bottom lane, his presence can completely change the pace of early skirmishes.
And if you made it till here, you're a real supporter. Drop the word Atlas buff in the comments so I know you watched the whole video. I always love seeing who sticks around till the end. Seriously, thank you all so much for the support. It really means a lot and keeps me motivated to make more content for you. Your likes, comments, and shares help the channel grow and make it possible for me to keep bringing the latest updates and guides. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet, because that helps a lot, and make sure you never miss an update the moment it drops. Hit that notification bell too so you get alerted immediately whenever I upload something new. And hey, feel free to leave your thoughts on Atlas, share your own tips, or let me know what heroes you want me to cover next. See you all in the next video.